Oh my goodness, what a week, what a week. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to CSGO News, and I hope you guys all enjoy. It's been just a crazy week of esports news, and thank you guys who all watch the content, other content here on the channel, as well as CSGO News, who leave likes, who leave great comments, and it's just been, like I said before, an insane week. Our first story, though, I have to talk about very briefly. I'll link my full video, not even 10 minutes. It breaks down in greater detail the situation about FaZe Clan and why they could possibly be shutting down due to Tfue allegations. If you guys somehow did not know about this, one of their Fortnite members, that being Tfue, has now alleged many things about them, and if any of them are true, a lot of legal codes and laws have been broken by FaZe Clan, and they could be shutting down due to a lot of reasons out there: illegal gambling, underage drinking, underage signing of players, and also putting their players in harm's way, and much more. That detailed video will be linked down below for all of you. But here, another fact is actually an ex-CEO of CLG. You guys maybe recognize his name, that being Devin Nash, fully confident in the fact that FaZe Clan might be shutting down because of this.
For when you said 90% chance that it ends FaZe, it's 100% now. If it goes to court, it's 100%. That's FaZe is over. There's no way that FaZe stays in business after this. This is just, it's already at the Labor Commission. There's no way. It'll take time, but FaZe will shut down. Mark my words. You can clip it. You can put it whatever. FaZe will shut down as an esports team as a result of this. There is absolutely no chance that I am wrong. You can post the crabs. You can play the music. Do whatever you want to do. FaZe will shut down, as I am telling you right now. FaZe will shut down as a result of this. There is no doubt.
And it's just really insane and hard to believe right now. I do understand that, but with his sheer confidence, and I've linked my detailed video again down below for all of you guys, I did go through all the codes and laws they could be breaking if any of these allegations are true, and well, Devin is correct. There are a lot of California legal codes and laws they did break if those allegations are true, and with the rumors, and of course, Tfue's allegations and other sources out there, and videos that I do play in that video, it is very likely FaZe has broken the law in many ways over in California, and who knows what that commission will actually rule against the organization. Like I mentioned in the video, it's a precedence, right? It's one of the first times we will see a Californian state commission actually have to give punishment to an esports organization. So who really knows what that punishment might be? And it could be very severe at the way they've actually handled their entire organization. We could legit be losing OpTic Gaming and FaZe Clan all within this year. It's just what? But anyway, as you guys are here for CSGO News, more back to the CSGO News stuff. I heard a few. Sometimes when I check the Reddit, I just don't know about the commenters over there. I hope that we don't have all the Reddit fan base here in my comments, because there's been a new announcement brought to us by DreamHack. It's going to be a Valencia event, a $100,000 event for only females, and people are actually upset by this. And I don't really know why. My main argument against this being the fact that, okay, guys, female majors, the female-only majors, they're usually 50K prize pools. Let's cool it down. This is one of the few 100K tournaments they will probably ever see, or at least in 2019. You should be happy for them. They deserve it. They are female pro players. Yes, you might be better than some of them, but that does not give you reason to all of a sudden hate all females that are professional CSGO players. Trust me, they worked hard for their prize pools. They never really get prize pools this big. It is good for the scene. It's healthy for them, and that's where my argument ends there. If you guys have a solid argument against why they don't deserve this, feel free to leave your thoughts down below, but I'm probably not going to agree with you. It's a great thing for the CSGO scene, even if it is restricted to females only. This is one of the largest tournaments they have ever seen prize pool wise, and it's been earned. And speaking of majors, of course, we slowly approach our Starlighter Berlin majors, and with that being said, we also approach slowly our minor runs. We'll talk about more of the teams who will compete there in these minors starting very soon, sometime this week or next week, and also maybe in the back half of the video, talk about some teams who will not be there. But of course, speaking of that major, guys, the rulebook has now been announced, and unfortunately enough, again, due to restrictive German law, no players or, of course, viewers will be allowed under the age of 16 at the event. No exceptions. Even if you have a parent or a legal guardian, only people 16 years or older will be allowed inside the Starlighter Berlin major. So it sucks for a few people out there. I've seen kind of comments back and forth about this, especially if you were planning on going and you're not 16, or, you know, of course you had a parent who was willing to go with you. It does kind of suck, but we have seen these German codes and laws enforced, I do believe, before, so it's nothing new. But if you do get to go to the event and you are at least 16 years old, as you have to be to attend it, at least you can drink some legal beers there. Apparently up to a certain percentage, if you are 16 or older in Germany, you can actually drink some German beers up to a certain percentage of alcohol. So that's pretty neat, you know, to hear. Also on top of that, very lastly, for that major, tickets are finally available. It's about time. It took long enough. And also, I will link Dekay's articles down below for all of you guys. Great reading pieces for all of you guys who somehow do not know who Dekay is. I will link both of them down below for all of you. Rumors he's talked about over the last few days, and actually one many days ago, that first of which being Envy apparently looking to replace JDM on the roster. I never talked about it on here, and I do apologize for that, guys. My thoughts about this initially were a bit of confusion for this roster. Obviously, when Envy first signed this roster, I thought, how could they not improve from the former Envy roster? You know, Kerrigan was a stand-in here and there, former players that just really did not live up to the hype of that roster, who was, of course, signed because they had that Pro League spot as well initially, and ever since then, I really did think this brand new roster with younger talent would be better. They have really, I'm going to be honest with you guys, not really shown up to any degree, but I would say JDM, in many eyes out there, was their best player, and unless they have Nifty really wanting to go back to the opping role, I'm very surprised by this move if it does end up being true, especially on top of all of that being said, the fact we are so close to the minor runs / major runs for these teams, including Team Envy. If they make this change before the major run, I will have very high doubts they actually do make the major qualifier yet again. So a big surprise there out of Envy. I would say, arguably though, even a bigger surprise thanks to Dekay as well. Apparently OpTic Gaming looking to replace Snappi. Now, I'm not surprised they're trying to replace Snappi in particular. You know, I think people go back and forth about his IGL skills, his ability to, you know, kind of release the, of course, the fragging power of that roster. But either way, with that being said, they have certainly lacked a lot of that fragging power, especially with Config kind of on a struggle over the past few weeks, if not longer, by many eyes out there. This move is not surprising to the fact they're going to be replacing Snappi, you know, for his in-game skill. It's more so surprising because all of the things going on behind OpTic's closed doors that they'd still be making a change right now, and also at this time, yet again, before a major qualifier run. It seems like a very weird time for teams to be making changes, and a very risky time to do so as well. So Envy, I don't understand that, and again, we're going to have a lot of back and forth opinions about that, but I appreciate you guys who comment your stuff and, of course, your evidence as to why you think it is good or bad. I think it's pretty confusing on Envy's front to make this change, but I still think JDM is going to find a really good place in NA if he does leave. Alongside that, with OpTic Gaming, I'm not more so surprised. You know, I think it's a decent change if he can actually, you know, fix whatever Config's issues are and actually blend well with the team and bring a bit more fragging power. But with that being said, with OpTic's current issues, you know, of course, being bought out potentially by Immortals, I'd be very surprised if this change does go through, and so we'll see if they actually do. And speaking of peculiar rosters out there, Gambit Gaming, man, they finally announced it, guys. They have not played back since February, I do believe. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? So not a huge surprise this way coming. It's the remaining roster guys apparently up for transfer, but until then, the entire roster will be on hold competitively until later in 2019. Should be the fall of 2019, so several months. They are now on hold, open to offers for their current remaining players out there, and just a sad kind of a, I guess you could say, a fall of this team ever since. I know everyone says it, right? Whenever you bring up Gambit, you bring up PGL Krakow back in 2017, but either way, what a sad fall. They have not played in several months now, will not play for several more months. I believe the only player I would take away from the team that I think a lot of people agree with would be Mo, and who would sign him right now, though, is just a huge debatable question. There are plenty of CIS teams who, you know, do make frequent changes, but with him being so inactive and really, like the rest of the roster, taking a pretty big fall off, I would say besides him, no one on this roster is going anywhere anytime soon. And so Gambit is now out of their minor run. The team replacing them will be the Gambit Youngster squad, which is pretty crazy. Like, you imagine any other team out there that is in their position, they announce an academy roster to then compete for them instead. It's pretty shocking news from Gambit. We will see what roster changes they do make, if they come back to CS at all, and if this youngster squad can actually represent them very well at the CIS minor, which they were invited to, and the Gambit main roster was unfortunately not. And very lastly, for all of you, updates on Fmpone's rework of Cash. It is almost done. I think just 2 or 3 spots left on the map, and with his timeline, he's actually been working through this map rework very fast, although it's taken, of course, a couple years, I do believe, but ever since then, his rework being announced, he's actually been moving progress-wise pretty fast. If you guys go to his Twitter, I'll try and link it down below for all of you, and so hopefully his rework is done sometime very soon, and it will be updated very soon, I believe after the next major, if not hopefully sometime here in 2019. I'll cross our fingers, and very likely to be so. The only question is now, is Vertigo going to remain in the competitive map pool with the constant backlash? I know we saw updates about that, guys. I'm going to have you all wait for a War Owl video about that, because he covers maps and their renditions a lot better than I could, but will Vertigo remain in the competitive map pool is a giant question mark, because we have seen a lot of pro players and even viewers really not enjoy the map. So we will see what Valve does on that end of things. But as always, I hope you guys all enjoy it. My name is Jake. It's been just an insane week. I can't even speak. week, to be honest. Thank you all for watching. We've seen some great growth, some great comments from all of you, and it's been really, really entertaining to be doing esports news. And sorry if that made a noise when I bumped that. I will see you guys all back here tomorrow. I got some great stuff for you. The news just keeps on coming in, so I got some really entertaining videos coming soon. Again, thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Get your coffee ready.